What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be reacting or analysing or reviewing the Manchester City match away at Anfield against Liverpool, where we've not won since 2003, and yes, that unfortunately does continue with a negative result once again in the 2019-20 Premier League season. Before we crack on with this video though, make sure, like always, if you want to help support my channel, then make sure you subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, put your push notifications on. Make sure also you want to go and check out my Twitter and Instagram. You can find the links to them in description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure also you leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So we're going to crack on with this video and first up talk about the teams. Ederson was rumoured might be back for this game, wasn't to be, didn't feature. Claudio Bravo went in net. We saw Kyle Walker going at right back. Interestingly, Angelino playing at left back. Benjamin Mendy left out. That was tactical. He isn't injured. I found that strange considering how well Benjamin Mendy did last season at Anfield in particular, in keeping Mo Salah quiet. So I found that really interesting. Saw a centre-back partnership of Fernandinho and John Stones. Rodri's now back for Manchester City. He started in defence midfield. David Silva's back. He didn't start though. He was on the bench. Found that interesting. Went with Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne occupying the midfield, and so Bernardo Silva starting on the right wing, Raheem Sterling starting on the left, and Sergio Aguero starting up front. For Liverpool though, not much of a surprise there. We saw Lovren starting at centre-back as I think Matip's injured, so they went with Van Dijk, they went with Alexander-Arnold, and Robertson starting, and Alisson obviously sitting in goal. And then in the midfield, they're sitting there with Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and Jordan Henderson, and front three obviously of Salah, Mane, and Firmino. So strong seats, well, aside from Liverpool, Manchester City missing some key players, which isn't an excuse, I will add, for this result. So let's start with the talking points. Fabinho scores on 6 minutes, disappointing clearance. That to me is the fatal error in this goal. His disappointing clearance from Gundogan. We know what to expect at Anfield, that when you've got the backs against the wall and they put a ball in, you want to clear the ball, you clear the ball and you clear it well. If that means putting it out for a throw, that means putting it out for a throw. We regroup. What you don't do is pass the ball along the ground and allow Liverpool an opportunity to have a strike on goal, which is what happened. Fabinho, lovely shot. Lovely goal. Some people have been questioning Claudio Bravo's positioning. If Ederson was in goal, would he have saved it? I'm probably not either. So to me, a disappointing goal to concede. To me, the fatal error here was the clearance, disappointed and not closing down. Just a disappointing goal all round to concede. But the big talking point came just before that happened. Bernardo Silva runs in, the ball ricochets, hits his arm. So City had scored, probably would have been disallowed because it's hit his arm, which is strange. The ball then gets played in by Bernardo Silva, who wants to play in Raheem Sterling. Leaning in with his arm out is Alexander-Arnold. The ball hits his arm first, then his leg. VAR has a look but decides no penalty, and the Liverpool goal stands. My opinion on it, I'm not sure. I try and think about it. If this was at the Etihad and it was Liverpool attacking and that was given against us, I'd probably have a good old whinge about it, if I'm completely honest. I think at the end of the day, the problem we got with VAR is it's so selective. Like, it's not getting things right. It doesn't know what's right. Like, even the offside things are a bit skeptical. So, where do we go with VAR? What do we do? Like, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. If we just go right to the basics and you ask me, is his arm by his body? No. Does the ball hit his arm? Yes. Which automatically means there is an argument for handball, and that is poor on Trent Alexander-Arnold's place. Shouldn't be doing that. To give the referee a reason that a penalty might have been given, Now, if the referee had given a penalty, I'd have understand him giving a penalty. So, yeah, it's one of those that VAR just likes to agree with the referee and whatever he gives. It's just a bit bitter that it's fallen kind of out of our way, fallen in favour of Liverpool, and they've ended up scoring from what happened, which is extremely, I will add, disappointing. It gets even more disappointing. Robertson's allowed the freedom of the left. He puts the ball into the box nice and early. He loves doing that. So surely City have prepared themselves with their high line. The early balls may go into the box. So the one thing you want to do is make sure that you're not leaving cracks in the defence for Liverpool's great attackers to run into. We allowed Mo Salah the freedom of our penalty area, to allow a simple header into the goal. Once again, I can question Claudio Bravo. Could he have come out and collected? Would Ederson have done that? perhaps. I'm going to question Angelino. He's an attacking fullback. Why he started at Anfield, I'm not too sure. I didn't think he had a terrible game, by the way. I didn't think he had a great game, but I didn't think he had a terrible game either. But he's not featured all too much for City. To throw him in at the deep end at Anfield and ask him to do a job, I'd have thought Benjamin Mendy would have been better suited, considering how well he did in his no risk taking against Liverpool last season, and it worked really well. Don't know why we've not done it this season, but there we go. Ended up paying the price for it. But our defence is just all over the place. Some people were questioning offside. I've had a look at different angles. I originally did think it was offside. I don't know anymore. I'm past caring, if I'm completely honest. 2-0 down after 13 minutes, and ironically in the first 15 minutes I felt like we played better than Liverpool. Played nice football, building up very nicely, creating opportunities and making things happen. Liverpool looked a bit shaky. They just came forward twice, put a couple of things in to see what happens, ended up creating great opportunities and putting both of them away. Very clinical and extremely disappointing on City's behalf. Went in at half-time. Disappointing. We need to be clinical in these games, need to learn our lessons, come out nice and quick in the second half, which we did for the first 5 minutes or so, but once again, our clinical touch just wasn't there. If we want to challenge Liverpool and put them under pressure, we need to be put, obviously VAR and referees haven't helped, but we need to be putting them under pressure. We created, I think, 3 or 4 ridiculously lovely opportunities in this game to score, and we didn't put any of them away until the 78th minute. By then, Liverpool had gone 3-0 up, and that was through Sadio Mane in the second half, which, once again, disappointing this time. Bravo definitely was to blame. Balls played in from Jordan Henderson. Lovely ball in, lovely floated. Mane gets on top of it, gets a header on goal, asks the question of the goalkeeper, and he kind of overjumps it and misjudges it and ends up going in the back of the net, which is really disappointing. Like I said, we didn't play bad. When I look at the stats, you'll see that we didn't actually play too bad, and our fatal error here was our clinical touch, but our defence is just terrible. It's there, been there all season for how bad it is. The fact that Vincent Kompany's left, Aymeric Laporte's got a serious injury, obviously hasn't helped, but even if Aymeric Laporte had stayed fit, it wouldn't have helped too much in this game, because our flaws are still there. Vincent Kompany, a class centre-back, has left, and we've brought no one in to replace him. That stupid. Don't know why I've done that. That really needs addressing in January. The fact that there's rumours going around that it's not going to be addressed in January just blows my mind, really. Bernardo Silva pulled a goal back. Decent finish, this one, to be fair. Raheem Sterling did really well on the left too. Sergio Aguero missed a great opportunity with a tap-in. A couple of balls played in from Kevin De Bruyne from set pieces, with Liverpool's high line was exposed a couple of times, where it could easily have done with one of them going in. I remember a similar situation happening against Leicester last season, where Harry Maguire ended up scoring a goal from a similar situation. You need that clinical touch. You need it at Anfield. You want to beat Liverpool at Anfield, you need to be clinical and you need to play the perfect game. We did that last season, just didn't have the clinical touch right at the death with a penalty. In this game, we didn't have the clinical touch. That ultimately is why we've lost, because Liverpool did, and Liverpool always will. They've got quality there. Just like City can guarantee near enough right at the Etihad, in a big game, they'll have the shooting boots on. They know what's expected of them. It's disappointing in this game. Ended up finishing 3-1 to Liverpool. Liverpool ended up taking all the plaudits. I think there was another handball case from VAR. It was just shot straight at... Was it Alexander-Arnold again, leaving his wayward arm? He needs to learn to put his body... particularly, I'm an England fan, if he's playing for England, needs to learn to keep his arms by his side, because I reckon this was a Champions League game, 2 penalties for Manchester City, but the ruling isn't the same in the Premier League, which is even more confusing. You see how baffling this all is. Now, Liverpool, first and foremost, we'll talk about the league. The 9 points clear. We're sitting in 4th place. International break. Everyone's going to go into meltdown. We've got 2 weeks to think about this. We've got a difficult game against Chelsea at home as well. We lose that game. Good grief. Good grief. But let's not think about losing. Let's think about rectifying what's gone wrong and coming back stronger and trying to put Liverpool under pressure at the top and trying to challenge and bring back down that gap, because it was at 8 points at one point and it looked like it dropped down to 6 points, and it looked like it may have dropped down to 4 points until the Aston Villa late goal from Liverpool. So it's not doom and gloom, and I am confident that if we can have we must beat Chelsea and have an excellent December. We don't normally have an excellent December. If we want to win this Premier League this season, we need a solid December, and I mean win every game in December. We do that, I guarantee right now, that gap won't be 9 points. It'll be a lot less. Liverpool are obviously having 1 game postponed. I reckon they'll drop points at some point in December, just for the schedule of it. So if we can have a strong December, and they don't, that gap can all of a sudden become 4 or 5, which is catchable. So it's not all doom and gloom. Stats for the game. More possession for City, so Pep might be happy or happier rather than his sarcastic applauding the referee saying thank you a couple of times to Michael Oliver, which I did appreciate. 55% possession for City, 45% for Liverpool. So we had more possession, which isn't easy at Anfield, so kudos for that. We didn't play bad. 18 shots, just 3 on target, 1 goal. That isn't good enough compared with Liverpool's 12 shots, 5 goals, which isn't too great of a ratio for them either, but they've got 3 goals to show for that. That's their clinical touch. That's what we needed. In terms of passes, 505 passes, just an 84% pass completion rate. That's really poor from City. Needs to be a lot higher. We need a perfect game. We're having 10 to 15 shots. We need to make sure 7 or 8 of them are on target. We're getting 2 or 3 goals. We want the number of passes. If we're going to have around 500, 550 passes, we need to make sure that pass completion rate's above 90%. Liverpool's weren't much better. 411 passes, 77% pass completion rate, but they got the job done, all from clinical touches. Clear-cut chances, a couple are created apiece. Just have a look at the defensive stats, see how interesting this is. 29 balls this time put in from City, connecting with just 5. 17 put in from Liverpool, who also connected with just 5. More corners for City. We defended well on corners, by the way, in this game, so that is one positive that we can take, but we've not got the right result. It was also very good with our tackling and stuff, so it's just our defensive positioning and being aware of the dangers that surround us, because we've fallen short here, we've fallen short before at Wolves, we've fallen short against Norwich, and obviously we dropped points against Spurs too, and it's telling. We're 4th now. Chelsea are ahead of us, Leicester are ahead of us. I'll be honest, actually, yeah, it's a little bit concerning. So yeah, this needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed immediately in the next Premier League game against Chelsea, because if it's not rectified, our season's just going down the pan. We're going to struggle. We're going to not retain the Premier League. I am confident we're going to finish at least 2nd. I don't regard, for the way my thinking is, 2nd place is a success. We're the back-to-back champions. Disappointing. This is a disappointing result. Kudos to Liverpool though. Thought they put the chances away. Didn't think they played brilliantly, but they put the chances away, and that's something City need to learn from Liverpool. Put their chances away. We'll stand much better stead going forward in the future. In terms of a man of the match, I thought Raheem Sterling had a very good game in this game, caused Liverpool all kinds of problems, and on another day, felt like City could maybe have scored 3 or 4 here if we had that clinical touch. We just didn't have it, but Raheem Sterling run them ragged. I thought that Bernardo Silva also had an excellent game, so I'll go for Bernardo Silva. He scored the goal, so he's my man of the match. That's just me being biased. I'm a City fan and I always give it unless I see an exceptional performance, and I thought Liverpool played well. I've seen them play even better than what they played against, and I didn't think they played the best of their ability in this game. So yeah, I'm being biased. So yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Where do we go from here? What do we do? How do we put this right? I mean, I know everyone's going to be thinking this winter transfer window, but we've got loads of games to come before then. We need to stay within touching distance. We need a solid finish right up to January. What do we do? Love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, put your push notifications on. Make sure also you check out my social media links, Twitter and Instagram, in the description below and popping up on screen. Like I said, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all again for the next video. We'll have a couple of videos coming out over the international break, including a transfer update, so stay tuned for that. So it's been JSGC. Hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day, or enjoy your day as much as you can. Peace. Ciao for now.